Yeah, people ask me, they're like, how do you make a profit? I'm like, it's right here. Everything else is a wash. You ever heard of those guys?
Yeah,
you
these
seen
are
one of those?
Well, these are smooth.
Yeah.
Yet still easy to grip. About the United States flag orientation, do some people get it wrong?
No, a lot of people get it wrong.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to correct on Instagram. Highly recommended if you open a gym. 1, don't, but 2, crush your assisted flush. Put one of the old Vice.
We only get to do this so often.
Massenomics.
What's up, everyone? We're here at the Costa Mesa, the Strength Co. with the owner, operator, the man behind
CEO,
everything.
founder, as I like to say.
What title do you like to go with?
Entrepreneur, president, CEO, founder. Yeah, I have so much going on, you know.
Veteran found, veteran owned it.
Yep.
Big Grant.
Yeah.
You're going to give us the full tour of the
Feel a
Strength
little
Co.
out
right?
angled right now.
I'll just let me stand right here.
The 15 millimeter wide lens.
You actually took a little break to come do this with us. You heard we were coming to Costa Mesa. You figured I can't miss it.
I couldn't miss it, so came down.
All right, we're excited. I've never been here. First time to California, first trip here. We're going to do a tour of the Strength Co. First of all, I want to talk about some of the amenities when you walk in.
Yeah.
I've been hitting this. We'll get to this too, but
sure.
Yeah, are we talking trash?
Yeah, I wanted to say first and foremost, this needs to be secured. If you don't leave a review, please do. We like those like we like our trash, but yeah.
Do you normally let the
secured.
trash get that full?
No, this is what happens when you have employees, CEO, founder life. Maybe one day you'll get it. You know, needs to be secured.
So the Strength Co. gym, is it a starting strength affiliate gym?
Affiliate.
Okay, so there's a class that just got over in here. So there's some both like free lifting, open gym stuff, and also classes both going on.
Yeah, so in 2017 is when I opened it. At the time, Starting Strength only had affiliate gyms. So if Ripito signed off on you, you had enough stuff to do the program, you could open an affiliate gym. Now I think there's only like 5 because they have the franchise, which is modeled off of this butte.
Right. So when you have people coming in for a class, a lot of times they're doing the program, probably novice linear progression. Open gym, is there some of both? Like, are people coming here that are not doing the program, whatever?
Yeah, I mean, most everyone's like intelligently lifting, I would say.
Right.
But most people come in, they want to run the Starting Strength novice linear progression, or they want to get stronger and they find us from other means. We put them through that. And then at like 3 to 6 months mark, if they got it down, it's like, hey, you can just be an open gym guy.
What's this thing?
This is the first coffee pot I installed, so it's a Keurig. The water lines ran through the ceiling, but it is it is broken.
We're living in the future. I didn't even know that was
pretty cool right here. You know, you just.
Is this everyone's training logs?
Yeah, log books. So when you come in, we give you a log book when you're new. And so let's see here. Let's look at Karen Yu. So it looks like she started October 5th. She squatted 15 pounds.
Yep.
And she went to 25, whatever. So the coach, in a coach class, they give you form, technique, and then the main thing people stay for is like the programming advice. So obviously novice linear progression works well, and then like they start to stall, and so they just keep stuff in there.
It's a telltale sign if your log book is
at
down
the bottom.
Here. They haven't been to the gym for a while.
Yeah, every now and then we have to like pull them out and throw them away.
Yeah. Okay. So you sell some merch. You guys sell a little merch.
Yeah, a little merch.
Yeah.
Most of the time now, if people want stuff, we just have them buy it off the website, and then we bring it here for them. But there's a little. This is like some dated stuff. Like this is a 2020 special with the Home Depot buckets. You know.
Oh yeah. What do we got here?
Yeah, Thunder King Brewing, Costa Mesa. So actually, I found this in 2015 while I was still active duty. There was a bar over here that had a coffee bar section, and they had the nitro on tap. They also roast beans, and so he gave me this kegerator, and we get 5 gallons of nitro at a time. Usually, let's see, was it pressurized when you had it? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's running low on nitro, like to push it out, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty good. And then this is the coffee fund. This is how I make my money. So if you know anything about gyms, it's that they don't make money.
I thought it was withdrawal only.
So,
I didn't know we were supposed to deposit.
Yeah, people ask me, they're like, how do you make a profit? I'm like, it's right here. Everything else is a wash.
I've been testing the nitro. I'm pretty zooted right now off of the nitro brew. What's the on the TV? So I wondered if this was like the class, but it's actually a leaderboard.
It's the leaderboard.
Okay.
So it scrolls through a couple different things. So all-time lifts, and then they do like a monthly, like biggest lifts of the month and different things. And
that's cool. Eric's got a 405 bench. Oh, it just
pretty
changed,
big.
But,
No, I was gonna say.
You're changing.
Put the Massenomics podcast in the background, you know, or something.
You can do anything here.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Okay, that's cool.
TV's cool.
I guess then we're getting into it, though. I mean, do you kind of view these as stations? Obviously, it's a rack, a deadlift area, and each one's got a bench, but it's kind of like you've got 8 stations in here.
Yeah, so when I started, I actually kind of ripped off Paul Horn in LA. He used to have an affiliate gym, and he had this like T method.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, he's not probably the first person to do it, but that's where I saw it.
Okay.
And he had one room that I think had 3 of them, and then he had like an open gym area. So the concept was everyone comes in, reserves their rack, they get their own station, their own bench, and that's how we started. I had 6 in here originally. You learn stuff over the way. It's almost like if 2 more people could be in here, you'd make more money.
Yeah.
So we redid the floor a little bit and crammed 8 in here. The one in the corner is the first one I had. That was in my garage where I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's this material on the top that you
This is
got for the
a horse
platform?
stall mat.
Yeah.
Pretty nifty.
Yeah.
This one's not bolted down because we use this platform for the turkey pull every year.
Okay.
So this one we just pull out. The rest of them,
they're all bolted down.
yeah, I don't know if you've seen this. So when we first did our like competitions in here, we'd take all the racks out, and so all these were anchored, but you'd lose your holes. So like 2 years ago, I inset like threaded like a base, and so now you just unscrew from the top
and then pull it off,
yeah.
and then you can set it back on and bolt it back down every time.
Which is pretty cool.
That makes sense. I guess we skipped it. What's the barbell? The barbell rack over here. You got a variety of some stuff. So
Mars
is this
bar.
the newer Mars bar?
That's the lighter
What's the
one.
lighter
the
one? I haven't seen this one in
35-pounder.
person, I don't think.
Yeah. Pretty much everything in here is strength co bars. This is the core one, more aggressive knurling, the standard. This is the start. No, this is Rogue, the 33-pound female. These are the starting strength, 10 kilograms. This is like an Amazon 10-pound special.
Yep.
And then we do have one Texas power bar. Oh, it's on that rack.
You also have your Strength Co. dumbbell handles.
Yeah, I see there's some dust on them. It looks like we're not curling in any squat racks.
And you can buy like the Mars bar on your website too.
Yeah,
right?
we're a distributor for the Mars bar. So this one's more popular, and I recommend to most people. Just even unless you're squatting over 500 pounds, which is that load capacity, it's just easier to maneuver. Like it's 35 pounds versus the 65-pound one.
Yeah, the 65 one's a little unwieldy for certain people too. Is this a Strength Co. plate tree?
Plate tree, yeah. This was the first design. We changed it. The reason we changed it is for shipping. So the way that this one laid down, the box was pretty big.
Okay.
And so we redesigned it so specifically for shipping. So it had the same number of pegs and like storage capacity. But as we were transitioning to the new one, I put all Strength Co. trees in here.
And then
you ever heard of those guys?
Yeah,
you ever
these
seen
are
one of those?
Wow, these are smooth.
Yeah.
Yet still easy to grip. It's kind of a
It's almost like they're
catch-22.
designed to look great in my gym.
Yeah, these are black E-coated.
Yeah.
These are obviously the go-to plates in the Strength Co.
Yeah, the go-to plates in the Strength Co. That's right. What came first, the gym or the plate?
The gym had to have come first,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah,
right.
because you had some plates in here that we wouldn't even want to mention at this point in time, probably before.
I had Yorks.
Oh, you did
Yeah,
have
I
Yorks.
had Yorks.
Okay.
That was actually a frustration. When I opened this gym, I did want to do made in USA stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about making plates, but I remember getting Yorks thinking they were, and then they shipped in, and they had these little gold made in China stickers. And then for the first 6 months, they were all an inch short in diameter. And I didn't even realize, and then I realized, and I sold them to some loser.
sucker.
Yeah, some sucker.
You use chalk buckets. It looks like you got a few of them around here.
This almost like matches my truck.
It does actually match your truck.
it
It's got
matches
the
my
same
truck.
exact patina.
Yeah.
It wears with you over time.
We don't cut any quarters around here.
Not even the pails.
Yeah,
are made
chalk
in
buckets.
China.
I had a tall one in here many moons ago, and people kicked it over. So
Something I
bucket
noticed
works.
in most of the rack, I see it in this one right here. You have timers like Velcroed into most of the racks.
Yeah, so if you're running like a class, like the coach will be here, I don't know, Tommy's squatting, and based on where they are in the NLP, he might be like, Tommy, 4 minutes rest or 5 minutes rest, and then Tommy sits and then he goes around.
Yeah.
There should be one on every rack, but employees.
Can't trust them these days.
Gotta love them.
What about the stuff on the wall? Because you've got like essentially the basic programming is, you can't miss it because it's on the wall, right?
Yeah. So I've thought about redoing some of the wall stuff and making it more unique. The original goal was to open like 10 gyms, like micro gyms in Orange County.
Yeah.
And then I realized that wasn't smart. But yeah, so it's just
Because
the
you did have
program.
2 gyms though.
Had 2, yeah.
Yeah.
COVID killed that. Thanks, Newsom. Sorry. But yeah, so this is the novice linear progression. We write weight times reps times sets, but that does confuse people. If I could do that again, since the weight's not written, I would probably say 3x5. But like when you write in your logbook, we go 135 times 5 times 3, and if you're just deadlifting one set, then you just say 225 times 5.
Right.
But that's a confusion, but I don't really, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the warm up, that's just like to get people rolling. So again, mostly, I shouldn't say mostly in here, but originally we had all new lifters. So it's like you're managing 8 people at once in an hour and 15 minutes, and you're like,
here's a cheat sheet. You can't forget it. It's on the wall. That makes sense.
Yeah, pretty easy.
What about the United States flag orientation? Do some people get it wrong?
Oh, a lot of people get it wrong. My favorite thing to correct on Instagram. But yeah, stars go up or left. So horizontal or vertical.
Just in case, because I mean, a lot of gyms, home gyms and everything, they got a flag in there. And Flag. Yeah. In South Dakota, we just call it a flag.
We just call it a flag.
Yeah. But that's the
a lot
right
of
way
people
to do
get
it.
it wrong. This one needs to get dusted off, employees.
You got different bars in here, though, too. What the heck's this one?
Yeah,
I recognize this guy.
This is the Veteran Texas Power Bar, number 3 of 100, limited release. So
that's cool. I didn't know it had that on it.
Yeah,
that
sorry,
is cool.
It's upside down. You want me to flip it? So this one, and then this is only Strength Co rack in here.
Oh, yeah.
So the rest are all the not shall be named R3s, which is my favorite rack and will remain so. But
this is you've got pinpipe safeties and all the racks. Is this rack for sale?
No. No more racks. We're out of the rack business.
Yeah.
So
still a nice.
rack. I'll make you one. Yeah, nice rack.
Yeah, nice rack. Coming to the back. Do the members all leave their? So are these Strength Co owned belts or member owned belts?
These are Strength Co owned belts. From time to time, people may walk out with their belt, but I used to always recommend Best belts.
Yep.
Out of North Carolina. That's what these colored ones are.
Yep.
And then they went out of business, or I don't know exactly what happened. And so now we make a belt. This is the Strength Co belt right here.
Big Tom from Massenomics Gym, he just busted out a
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I saw that in Massenomics Gym.
I said, you killed a whole cow for that thing,
Yeah, Tom. Leather straps, all handmade in Wisconsin.
Oh, near Wapaka or?
Eau Claire, so about 2 hours.
Home of Menards.
Is it?
Yeah.
Eau Claire?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, big Menards guy. Another flag. We like America, if you didn't know.
Also on the wall here, it's like, is this like an open for business sort of post?
No, this is, so it says Daily Pilot, but this is actually LA Times. So they did a story on us. The news came down here, Channel 5 during COVID.
Yeah.
And so a great employee made these for me, and so I hung them up. So this was this, and then I knew from my time at the Citadel, the sports writer for the local Charleston paper.
Okay.
And so I hit them up, and they wrote a story on us, and then all the comments were like, "This is a great story, of a man from South Carolina. Why is it in the sports section?" Which was my favorite part.
Well, I don't know. We kind of talked about bars, but what is this Strength?
I need a Strength Co curl bar in here. This is actually a member bought it because I didn't originally have a curl bar, and they were upset. So they bought that. We got the lat pull-down attachment, the full-size Mars. This is the Audrey bar, 33-pounder.
Named after your mom.
Yep, named after Mama.
Maybe a stupid question, but what's the lat pull-down attachment for?
If you want to do lat pull-downs.
Oh, well, yeah.
We have the pulley system.
Oh, okay, you hang it on the rack.
Yeah, you hang it.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
rarely used.
Okay.
Again, a member, I want that. That's the only thing we're really missing. And maybe you guys can do some research for me. But I'd love to fit a lat pull-down in here.
So that would be, if you could add one thing, it would be like a dedicated lat pull-down machine.
I'm sure I'll come up with a few more before we finish this video.
Okay.
But I would like it because we do work with a lot of older folks that can't do stuff.
Maybe they can't do pull-ups.
They can't do pull-ups, or even they're
pull-ups
just
are hard.
super weak.
Yeah.
And so being able to do some type of pulley system
Or
would be
honestly
good.
super heavy.
Or super heavy.
It's tough to do pull-ups.
Yep. So this is a prototype from my forklift mechanic. I don't think he ever made it.
It's a slingshot for giants.
Yeah, the squat spot. So he made it for, I don't think he ever went into production, but the idea was that if someone couldn't squat their body weight, because they're 90 years old.
Would you put it across the rack
Put it
safeties
on the pins.
and sit down onto it and it would spring you up a little bit?
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
We've used it a few times, but nothing crazy.
That's interesting. I've
never seen that.
Never seen that before. That is kind of cool.
Yeah, pretty neat.
So he's not making that.
Yeah, I don't know. Go to the website.
Yeah.
Squatwithaspot.com. It's got a good ring to it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
In the back, you've got your cardio section of the gym.
Yeah, you can tell we prioritize cardio as much as we do strength training in this gym. This back corner has always been weird. I had like an Olympic platform, so an 8x8 covered in horse stall mats, obviously. And then I took that out. I think at one time I had 3 bikes in here or 2 bikes. I don't remember. But yeah, we got down to 1. So if people, strength and conditioning gym, we got to make sure we have some options.
I suppose it's never too cold here in Costa Mesa, but in theory in South Dakota, you might want to walk into the gym when it's 20 below and like sit on the bike for a little bit because you're literally like freezing cold from walking through the parking lot.
I mean, you can tell this one gets used a lot.
Yeah. And then what about this? Do you have members box squatting sometimes?
Yeah, box squats sometimes. Again, like if people struggle hitting depth, give them like a tactile cue at the bottom. Yeah, let me see that right there.
Oh, yeah. Tommy, you might want to get this little piece of history right there. I do like that. I want to do.
We got to go on there.
The most important part of the view. What's up with the sign?
So when I originally,
this is cool.
Yeah, when I originally opened, we didn't make plates, and so the idea was like this kind of looked like a plate, and the S was the logo for like strength.
Yeah.
But then later it just made 0 sense, so we moved on to just calling it the Strength Co.
Is this heavy?
This is epoxy. So I had a Marine reservist for me at Nacho Battery. He followed my stuff, and so he made this, and it sat in the top of a warehouse forever. And then I was like, it's like when I changed the front window to the Strength Co, like what we are.
Yeah.
I was like, I should put this in there because it's like a relic.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I think it's like 40
really
pounds.
Cool. Yeah,
it's heavy.
Yeah, that's cool. Then, you got a water cooler back here.
Yeah, this is the exit.
What do
we like signs a lot around here. So it's the exit. Water. This is known to be the best water in Costa Mesa, and I'm not kidding.
Can I? I want to give it a rating.
When I come down from the high desert, I bring water bottles and I fill this up.
And you fill it with this?
Yeah, in California we just call it the desert.
All right. First,
chilled, huh?
Test. Yeah, it is chilly. That's good. I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5, honestly.
Oh, like JD Power.
Yeah, 4.5 JD Powers.
Yeah. This is the gear for the sign out front. I don't know if you got it yet, but so.
What is that? How much electricity you're using?
No, it's when the time, the timer. So it's a clock. So for when the light goes on the sign.
So it shuts off during the day. So you're not wasting
off
electricity.
during the day, on at night. Every year at daylight saving, screwed for a few months, and then someone's like, "Oh, I should adjust the timer."
Right. So the most important part, where all the magic happens.
My favorite room right here. So 1 bathroom, 8 lifters. If you go in here for more than 90 seconds, we all know what you're doing. This is where the magic happens.
You didn't pre-clean this for us. This is natural.
This is just how it is. So this is where we put the butt protector. It's never filled. Okay. I think it was filled one time.
I don't think you need to have the butt protector.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, look how spotless this is.
I wouldn't use a butt protector.
Highly recommended if you open a gym. 1, don't, but 2, pressure assisted flush. That'll save you a lot. We got the scale. Let's see what we're weighing in at here.
Fully clothed.
Ooh, 230.
Wow.
That's a grown man right there.
The desert's been kind.
Yeah. That
MRE calories.
Let's see. Old logo here.
I like that one.
Old T-shirt here.
You used to be a bulldog. Now you're more of a cat logo guy.
Yeah, we were going the Marine bulldog vibe, and then there's some chalk down there.
What about on the wall in here? You've got these. I like these shirt display cases. Actually,
yeah, that was the original. These were the original T-shirts. This was a guy that worked for me. He's a Marine lieutenant now. But a lot of members were really sad when he left.
Oh,
so we retired his jersey. And so Connor retired it and put it in the gym. And then when I hung that, I put it over the toilet. And then everyone's like, "Oh, you really like that guy? You hung him right over the toilet."
This is a clean bathroom, though.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, is that a goal?
Yeah, a clean bathroom's a goal. I like that. Do you have showers at Massenomics?
We have a shower. I could do without it, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe be better.
I had one at the other gym, and it was a disaster. It just made things. This is pretty cool. That's signed by Ric Flair. Woo! Woo! Dylan gave me that, 16-time champ. There's not a lot of, there's character, but there's not a lot of, it's not a history museum like your gym is.
Massenomics gym is a little odd in that way, though, where you...
Well, Ripeto's is like that, too.
Yeah.
But no, yours is, and I've thought about,
well, it's different look. Well, we should come out of here, though.
Yeah.
No,
let's stay in.
Yeah.
This is if you make a chalk accident.
Okay.
You're expected to vacuum yourself.
That is there is different looks though. Like this is what I would call very clean. So I would
like
say
to
that's
call it
somewhat intentional. You
The
know,
MacBook of gyms.
yeah, that's a good reference
Yeah.
actually. And if you start randomly hanging crap on the walls everywhere, like Massenomics Gym, that's a whole different look then too.
Yeah, I thought about doing so. Like the turkey pull, I think is a sustain. We give money to Semper Fi Fund, and we have like a nice group shot from the 3 years we've done it.
Yep.
So I thought about like maybe this wall or like up here putting like something like that, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
I'm standing on this platform just to make sure everyone thinks I'm a little taller than Grant.
What horse stall mat?
Horse stall mat. Yeah. Okay, you mentioned the lat pull down. Anything else you would change about the gym? Anything else at all?
It's a good question. I wish I had more cardio room. I wish I had an 8x8 platform, but the reality is most people don't power clean.
Right.
Most people don't snatch. So when it comes down
more space
when it comes
efficient.
down to brass tacks and making money, this made more sense.
Yeah.
But I do wish I had that because like power cleaning on a 4x8 is kind of small. Lat pull down would be good. I wouldn't mind like a belt squat deal, but at the same time, all those things attract powerlifters.
Yeah.
And I don't dislike powerlifters, but that's not who we cater to. We
Right.
cater to like normal people wanting to get strong.
Right.
Not that powerlifters aren't normal people, but you know.
They usually aren't normal.
Yeah, they're
people,
not that
to be
normal.
fair.
Yeah.
But like when the class is going on, you know, there's a woman here. I don't know, maybe she's 50 years
Yep.
old or whatever, and
Yeah.
she hasn't lifted before, and she's just like coming here, wants to get stronger. That's your customer.
Yeah, and
usually,
so you
right?
don't
Yeah.
need. Not that those things couldn't be beneficial, but I mean the reality is most of the things you can do with a straight barbell.
Yeah.
You know, to get strong.
And a lot of times we do home gym tours. This isn't a home gym. You own it. What is it like when you lift in here? Is it ever annoying or not annoying, but is it ever difficult for you to lift in here because you also have?
So I would say before I moved back to South Carolina, sometimes I would want to come in here like not coach and just lift, and I would get frustrated. Then I went and opened a gym inside a rock climbing gym. And then I did not like that because I couldn't control the music. I couldn't control the temperature.
You're used to controlling the
So
situation.
I like the control.
Yeah.
But I do, anytime I walk in here during off hours and there's someone in here, I'm happy, right? Because they're keeping the lights on.
Yeah.
But no, it's pretty great. And there's plenty of space. You know, you can 8 lifters. They all get their own stuff.
Yeah.
It is weird though. We've preconditioned people to not share. And that's like a mistake.
Okay.
Because like
they're like, no, I have to have a rat. You know, like that's my.
They have
spot.
no idea how to work in with someone, which is okay. But like on holidays,
sometimes you're like, no, we can do 2 people in here.
Right. On holidays, we'll generally do like 4th of July is always a big workout, and so we'll open like 9 to noon. Come lift, and so there'll be 30 people in here. And they're all just like sitting. I'm like, no, like both of you guys are of similar stature and height,
you can
and
do
squatting
it together.
300.
Right. And if you like yours is 10 pounds more, it's not that hard to switch it between.
Right. Especially if the plates are like slim but rugged, smooth yet easy to grip. It just makes it simple.
It does. So what about you have a YouTube channel? You have a website, The Strength Co. Where do people find everything?
Oh yeah. The OK Podcast. No, I'm just kidding. The Strength.co.
Trash talk.
YouTube, The Strength Co. We do a lot of like informational, instructional lifting videos because we do run a lot of like starting strength camps out of here and clinics. So yeah, if you're in SoCal, come check it out.
They are the best plates.
Yep.
That's just kind of a fact, right?
Do you own any of these?
Are those the new 0.7?
No, I do own these.
Yeah, I do own these, but I do not. You now make
0.75.
0.75, and I don't have those yet.
I'm failing by not having them in here, but
and these are all made in the USA, though.
They are, yeah, and they work great as coasters.
Ooh, coaster action.
A little coaster action.
Okay, check out thestrength.co. But seriously, check out the YouTube channel. You have new videos all the time.
Yeah, we're down to once a week. You know, It's almost like I got a new boss right now, temporary new boss. We do 2 reels a week and 1 YouTube video a week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Big Grant.
Yep. Put one of the old vice.
We only get to do this so often.
Hey, we'll see you next time.